Hello and welcome to another rambling review from Adventures in TV Land. For today's rambling review, we're going to talk about the movie Imaginary. Now, Imaginary is about a woman who moves back to her childhood home with her family. She has a husband and two stepdaughters. Her father has recently moved into a assisted living facility, and she moves back into this home. Now, she has not lived in this home since she was 5 years old. She left when she was 5 years old to go live with her grandmother. She remembers being very happy there at the house, and she has a lot of nightmares recently, and her husband hopes that moving there, maybe these nightmares will stop, and it seems for a very short time that they do. But then some strange things start to happen. Her youngest adopted daughter, Amy, finds this teddy bear that she calls Chauncey. She found him in a basement, and Jessica begins to think that the teddy bear, Chauncey, is not exactly what he appears or seems to be. And that is the synopsis for Imaginary. It takes its name really because they tell the family, even though it is a teddy bear, they tell everyone that it is Amy's imaginary friend. And Amy, she talks to this bear, and that's where the name comes from. It's her imaginary friend, this stuffed teddy bear, Chauncey. Imaginary, it's a suspenseful sort of horror movie. It is rated PG-13. In all honesty, there are a few bad words here and there. There's not really a whole lot of violence, graphic violence, or deaths. I mean, there are a couple of deaths, but there's not a lot of blood or anything like that. It happens pretty much all off screen, and it's left to your imagination exactly what happens to the people who disappear and how they are actually killed. I wasn't for sure what to expect with this film going into. I saw the trailer, and it intrigued me. There's a lot of films and stories now coming out about imaginary films. It seemed like the first time they kind of touched on it was several years ago with Inside Out with Disney, which is actually referenced in this movie. So, that does take place and everything, but I didn't know if it was going to be really, really scary or what to think. I didn't think it was too scary. I thought, the jump scares and some of the other elements, they took place in the right moments. Now, I wouldn't take a young child to see this, but a teenager or older, they would be fine, as long as they don't get scared of things that go bump in the night and whatnot. There's a couple of twists and turns in the movie. I should have seen the really big twist coming, and I did not. I mean, it actually kind of shocked me and surprised me. So just be aware of that. It doesn't really, kind of has an ambiguous ending, but not really, at least not for this family. So it's a self-contained film. They're not leaving it open necessarily for a sequel or anything like that. If they do, it would probably be in some other form. So overall, and I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this about a 6.5 because it was better. It's better than the typical movies of this fair. I would not necessarily go to the movie theater to pay to see this again, but I would watch this movie again. And it is a movie that if it came on and was on cable or some sort of streaming thing, just to have in the background, I would leave it on. So that is the movie Imaginary, in theaters now. This has been another rambling review from Adventures in TV Land. Thank you for watching. Until next time, that's a wrap.